fam. So check it, right? We know that Terence Crawford, uh, reports are saying that Terence Crawford is interested in fighting Chris Eubank Jr. Chris Eubank Jr., for those that don't know, he's a fighter from the UK. His daddy is a legend in the sport, Chris Eubank. Now, Terence Crawford, I was watching this podcast called RTH Podcast, man. Shout out to him. He put an interesting spin on why this fight may be taking place and why Terence Crawford is picking to fight Chris Eubank Jr. Y'all remember Bomac? He got arrested in the UK for the gun charge, and he was training Chris Eubank. You know what I'm saying? So according to like RTH Podcast, man, he made an interesting point. Because think about it, right? Why would Terence Crawford want to fight Chris Eubank? Right? Like, he got other fighters. He could afford Carlos Adames at 160. He could have waited for the Zoo Keith Thurman winner. He got a plethora of fighters that he could fight that's more competitive than Chris Eubank Jr. Think about that, man. A lot. This dude's in lower weight classes that could whoop Chris Eubanks. All right? That's more skillful, everything. Could it be that Terence Crawford, the reason he want to fight Chris Eubank Jr. is because he want to get some payback for Bomac, bro? Right? For Bomac, for when he went to jail and got locked up, Bud was the one that went out there and held him down. And according to like the RTH podcast, Chris Eubank and them was supposed to really be there for Bud, holding him down, because Bomac was out there training him, right? So Terence Crawford, I think, feels slighted. He feels that Bomac got disrespected by Chris Eubank, so he wanted to make an example out of Chris Eubank, bro. Man, if this is true, yo, Bud is an absolute fucking maniac, bro. That is a real friend. That's a real friend. And this ties into my video that I forgot to drop. I didn't drop it. I made a video that I'll be loading that I made yesterday. You know, about Terence Crawford's jewelry. He buying the squad, the chain, and all this other stuff, right? We gonna touch on that, man. We gonna touch on it. And this ties into it, how loyal he is to Bomac, man. How they're more than trainers. That's his family. And that could be the reason why he wants to, that's a stay busy fight, like I said. And he just want to put hands on Chris Eubank Jr., bro, for Bomac. I don't know what's going on with them, but personally, I'm not there. I don't know, but RTH Podcast made a good point. I didn't think about that, because I'm like, at first when I heard about the Eubanks fight, I'm like, what? Why Chris Eubank Jr.? Why him? When you think about it, it makes sense. Bomac was training him. It's some kind of relation with that. Interesting spin, though. Let me know what y'all think about it, though, man. I believe that Terence Crawford wants to fight Chris Eubank, put hands on him, whoop his ass, because of him not really standing by Bomac when he had his gun charge and all that other stuff. Let me know what you think, man. I'm going to post a link to RTH Podcast video in the description. Holla at me.